The information I'm about to share with you in this video has the power to completely change the course of your reality. You see, AI, the synthetic mind, is becoming more and more dominant over our everyday lives. In this video, I'm going to talk about the AI, the synthetic mind, versus tuning into your innate human abilities, and in realizing how powerful you actually are. You will no longer need to rely on this synthetic mind that is quickly making its way through every part of our lives. There's an ancient parable or story that talks about humans one time being these divine, incredibly powerful beings. But then some of these human beings, eventually a large majority, began to abuse these powers, committing all kinds of acts that went against their divine nature. Many stories talk about this, and this is an overarching parable. But what happened is the deities, these wise beings that were overlooking humanity, had a conversation amongst themselves. One deity suggested, we need to hide this information from these human beings. We need to hide this divine source of knowledge, for that if we don't, they're going to continue to abuse it. One deity mentioned, let's hide it high up, high in the sky, deep in space, where they'll never care to look. Another said, no, they're going to figure it out. They're going to find a way to build crafts and explore the limits and the reaches of space. They will find that information. Another one spoke up, and he said, let's hide this information in the depths of the deepest ocean. They'll never care to look in the depths of the deepest ocean. Another one said, no, they're going to explore the oceans. They're actually going to make their way all the way down to the deepest parts of the ocean. That information is not safe there. Finally, a third one said, why don't we hide it somewhere where these human beings will never ever care to look for this divine knowledge, this infinite source of awareness and knowledge. Let's hide it deep within man. Let's hide it deep within inside him, because he's never going to care to look within him, and is only going to be focused on external things around him. And so it was. And so we have this knowledge within us. And even ancient temples, when you walk into an ancient temple back in the day, can you imagine walking into these places? And it would say, above some of these temples, it would say, know thyself, know thyself. And the people walking into these temples were not just looking at the thing, oh, know thyself. That's a cool thing, right? That's a cool thing to say. No, they were actually looking at that and understanding the meaning behind it. What does it mean to know thyself? It means to know who you are at a true level. It's actually the whole basis behind this channel, is to make you realize how incredibly powerful you are. Because we're quickly slipping into this state of beginning to give our power away to things like artificial intelligence that shows us these amazing things. Oh, it's so creative. Oh, it's able to give me this crazy analysis of like what I'm doing and how I'm thinking. It's able to create a business plan in 2 minutes. It's amazing us in ways that's making us blind to our own power. You see, AI only functions off the data you give it. It functions off sort of a mirror image of our rational minds, which is only 10% of your mind's power. If you've ever meditated, or you've gone into deep states, a deep trance-like state, or even if you've done psychedelics, you know your brain is incredibly powerful, of doing incredible things. It has this ability to connect to infinite expansive awareness. And that brings me to your 3 aspects of your mind. Because first and foremost, we're all mental projections of one universal mind. May you call it God or the universe, whichever you prefer. We're projections of this one divine force. Almost like this one mind having 8 billion different helmets. And through these helmets, learning through different experiences, learning about itself. But at a human level, because we've lost our connection to this universal intelligence, this divine intelligence, we've actually split our one mind into 3 different little aspects of ourselves. We have the superconscious mind. That's where you get your intuition, your insights. That's when you're in the shower, just like showering or whatever, and you get that, that little insight that you feel like it sounds like you, but you know it didn't come from you. You never thought about these things. You never contemplated these things. The next aspect of yourself is your self-conscious mind. This is your ability to be the creator of your reality, to use your will and reason to make choices, decisions, and take actions. This is probably one of your most powerful parts of yourself that I feel like we're quickly giving away to artificial intelligence. Now, there is a way to use AI, and I'm going to tell you at the end of this video how you can use it in an incredibly powerful way, even as a spiritual person, even as someone who's on this path of self-development. But the last part of yourself is your subconscious mind, which can give you so much information. Your subconscious mind is the womb of your reality. Whatever you impress into it with your self-conscious mind, making choices and decisions and having specific thoughts and emotions around things, that gets impressed like wet clay into your subconscious mind, which then tells your subconscious mind, oh, he wants more of that. You get angry at people all the time? Oh, he wants more of that. Let's make sure we find him more situations to make him angry. Oh, he wants a business he's working towards. He actually is putting time in towards this. Okay, well, maybe this business thing sounds like it's really important. Let's actually look for more opportunities that'll help him along this path. At a soul level, this is where your soul resides, in the level of the subconscious mind. Now, you may think, oh, this is so complicated. There's all these different moving parts. There's like subconscious, self-conscious. How do I even attune to any of these things? How do I even work with any of these things when you're still working on yourself? Well, we're at a special time on the planet right now. At the same time, when we're seeing synthetic minds like the artificial intelligence, we're also seeing the rise of people's self-awareness, their level of self-consciousness, and the level of their general vibration of your thoughts and emotions being at a higher level. This is happening naturally, and you may have heard of this concept of 5D Earth. Fifth dimensional Earth is actually a fifth dimensional state of consciousness. It's a different level of consciousness. And this is why you're seeing so many wars, so much conflict. These things were always there. Think about all the world wars we've had. Think about all the things we've had. But today, here and now, you actually have a higher level of awareness, and that's why these things become so obvious to you. It's not because they've suddenly come out of nowhere. They were always there. And so you can use this to your advantage, to tune into this force that's already flowing through you, this connection that's being reestablished with the universal life force. Talk about this in many videos on my channel, and I'll definitely leave some links somewhere around for you to follow up on that. But there's a way you can work with the synthetic mind and actually have it help you in a very constructive way, not to have it prompt you, when should I eat breakfast? What job should I apply for? You shouldn't be doing that. That is taking your power away. Even in the process of making YouTube videos, I got sucked into this for a while, getting AI to prompt me everything. And then I realized this is quite bland. It's missing soul. It's missing my essence. And so what I began to do is I began to go in a deep state of meditation. And in the meditation is where I was able to actually establish this connection with universal life force energy. And in doing this, that's where I start to get more creative insights, energy, inspiration. And then I was able to work with artificial intelligence, almost like a small extension of my already rational mind, the part of me I already use, but then helping it interpret things. I'll give you a great example of a way you can use AI that's going to be a total game changer for you. And maybe I'll leave even a prompt down below that you can grab to help you along in this process. If you've never used AI in this way, it's absolutely incredible. So one of the greatest ways the subconscious mind communicates with us is through our dreams. Now, oftentimes, because we're in a rational state when we wake up, we take our dreams as literal. Oh, I was driving this amazing car, and I went to this party, and we had a great time, and then I saw, Elon Musk. I don't know if you like Elon Musk, but I saw this, amazing, famous person that I saw at the party, and whatever, you know what I mean? But there was actually a deeper meaning to this. Your subconscious mind was screaming at you, trying to tell you a message that is probably very much in alignment with your own life. And so what I like to do is I like to do a little dream journal. And I'll write my dreams, especially if they're specifically vivid and resonate with me. I'll write them down. And then when I take that dream and put it into ChatGPT, I give it a prompt. Specifically, I ask it to give me a dream analysis of this dream in a specific way. I'll give you the prompt down below that you can get. But in that way, it'll give you a complete breakdown of all the archetypal meanings, how these could potentially relate to your life. And if you've already been using ChatGPT, it's already been learning about you. It knows some things about you. It may even tell you things and make connections that will surprise you. So in this way, I feel like AIs, you could use it in a very constructive way. You know what I mean? And in doing that, you're not going to lose yourself. And you're not going to lose this opportunity to shift to a higher dimension of consciousness. Many of these guys walking around having AI prompt them little things, their everyday tasks, dictating their creativity, are only going to slip further into the synthetic mind and eventually are going to lose this part of themselves that can actually make connections to this higher level of intelligence. So with that being said, get the prompt down below. It's absolutely free. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, peace.